Hey, what is happening? Everybody out there on YouTube, what's going on? This is impromptu. I don't do these lives very often because I just don't. So if anyone pops in, they're gonna probably catch this on the replay at some point. And in setting up to do this, I literally dropped my freaking microphone on my shin bone and ripped it open, which was pretty wild. So like super painful. Anyways, a couple quick things here. I have had some people ask me about the gas mask and hand grenade shirt. So I thought I did a print run of those. I think it was like 35 back in May of 24. And by the way, it's scorching hot here in PA right now. We got this West Coast heat wave that rolled through. It got up to like 90 today, so I need the air on me. Don't want to turn the air conditioner on. But anyway, long story short, let me know if you can't hear me over the tunes. And by the way, the tunes are Lady of Heaven. Just skipped there too. Damn it! Brand new album, not even played. Got a skipper already. Lady of Heaven's latest, which came out like 3 weeks ago or something like that. New York-based, kind of post-punky young guys, really cool. They're going to be coming on for an interview after they get back from their tour. This one's called Aurora. Love their first album, and this is really the first time I'm spinning the new album other than the singles. So so far so good, really good shit. So anyway, the reason I wanted to do this was a couple reasons. One, uh, I always forget to talk about the gas mask and hand grenade shirts. It's in every single video I do. It's in the description, but I never think to bring it up. Just like I never think to bring up shit like like and subscribe and leave comments and all that stuff. I just never think of it. It's not like a driving factor in my brain when I'm doing these things. Hey Tim, what's up, buddy? Tim knows. Tim's got one of these shirts. So I printed about, I think it was 35 initially of various sizes. I got people to send in what sizes they wanted. Then I made one or two each of, and maybe like three or four of the more popular sizes like large, extra large, and medium for large and extra large, or the XXLs. They're for the fat Americans that come on. Sorry, it's just the truth. I'm losing weight. I'm actually down in the 170s. I haven't been there for 2 years, so that's actually a good thing. The way I'm losing, it's not good. But anyway, I'm sidetracking. So I printed out a run of these shirts, and these I actually had Lee G from Heavy Art Talk YouTube. I commissioned him to do some artwork. I gave him some ideas about what I was looking for, and then he just ran with it and came up with this amazing fucking design. Late last, probably March or April last year, and we rolled it out in May, and I sold, maybe 15 or 20, somewhere in that range. Can't remember exactly, but I gave a lot away too. Gave a lot of them away to my close friends, streamer, YouTube friends. Yeah, thanks, Tim. It is. It's killer. It really is nice. I don't know if they show these or not, or maybe you don't. I don't think they show the comments down on the screen. Here, you just see them in the chat. But Tim said excellent design concept on the gas mask from front and back. So I want to show it to people. This is my personal one. It's the only one I've got left. And this is Lee G's original artwork for this. And the detail on this thing is just absolutely insane. Look at the body, man. Just look at the body and the spike detail and the shading and all that kind of stuff. Just amazing, man. Kind of a Cthulian sort of thing, with a little bit of like the old magazines from the 20s and 30s, like I forget what they're called off the top of my head now, like Fantastic Adventures and that kind of stuff like that. Sort of sci-fi, but yet also weirdly kind of, also a little bit film noirish in a weird way. The cool font. I think it's cool font. I like that. I think I picked that one out. Or maybe his wife did. I think his wife might have picked that out. Then you see some of the killer detail on the eyeballs, the pit creature coming out, just super duper cool. And then I know Tim's going to give me shit about this because I never remember to talk about it, but you got gas mask and hand grenades. You got the gas mask guy and the hand grenade, the spiked hand grenade, and then you got where music melts your mind, which I never say anymore, right, Tim? I know. I just rip into it and kind of do the thing. These are printed by Marty Worm from Heavy Metallurgy. He does the art, did the printing on them, and at this point there is a link that I put in the description. Can you hear all right, or is that too loud? It sounds like that might be a little loud. There we go, a little bit less loud. There we go. Um, Marty Worm from Heavy Metallurgy. I'm sure many of you know who that is. Marty has a screen printing business. I believe it's Bindrune. I think that's under the Bindrune thing, which is his label as well. But I believe it's also the name of the screen printing shop too. I think because he does a lot of prints for other bands and things like that. So, but yeah, that's the shirt. That's the design. You want to check it out. Um, I'm trying to gauge whether I should do another run of these. I've had a few people email me and ask about them. I don't want to just print one or two. I don't have them in stock. I don't have them on the shelf. I sold out of the original 35 I printed. I was thinking about doing another 25. If you're interested in this, hit a comment in this video. Leave a comment that you're interested, or hit me on the Gas Masks GSK 33166 email and hit me with your size. Don't use the big cartel. I set that up and then I kind of am regretting doing that because I had to set up a separate eBay or not eBay PayPal account, and I really wished I hadn't done that. I wish I would have just done it straight right through email. Not because I'm looking to avoid taxes, but that's kind of a little bit. I'm not going to sell enough of these to have this amount being a huge amount of income. And frankly, each shirt costs like $6 or $7 to make, depending on the size, or $8. You get the bigger ones, they're more. The price I have is $25. With that includes shipping. That is only for the continental United States, the lower 48. If you live in Canada or Mexico or South America or Europe, you have to email me to get a price, okay? I can't absorb $12, $13 shipping on these things based on my income level. I just can't. Am I trying to make a lot of money? Clearly, no. I don't, I don't make any money off this channel. Very, very, very little money. It's hardly anything. Hey, Brandon. So again, this is the t-shirt. The Gas Mask and Hand Grenades t-shirt. I never talk about it on my live streams. I should. Again, the work was done by Lee G. And it's, this is commissioned artwork. So I paid Lee to do this. Not a lot, but a fair amount. I mean, it wasn't cheap. All told, between the 35 shirts I made and the investment I had in excess shipping and all that stuff, I probably laid out about $600, and I think I made back about $300, if that. So there you go. A lot of this is just for advertising purposes, and I plan to give a few of these away to some of my other good buddies in the music community that missed out on the first run. Yeah, there you go. Where music melts your mind, which came from Tim, by the way. Tim Sanders is the guy. Yeah, shipping is probably crazy. Although Brandon, if you're putting it in a baggie, like the bag thing, it might not be as bad. And if you want one of these, let me know. We can work something out maybe. I'm not going to make deals with everybody. It's $25 US. That includes shipping just in the lower 48 if you live in Canada or elsewhere in North America. You live in Alaska, unfortunately, or Hawaii. I got to probably throw another couple bucks on there. What else? Again, it's very warm in my room. It's 86 degrees, so I got the air blown. But yeah, that's the thing. I just want to gauge the interest and see if anybody's interested in one of these shirts. You go to shows now. Shirts are $45. Dream Theater T-shirt was $45. At the smaller venues, for smaller bands shows, to some extent you can get a long sleeve for 35. You can still sometimes get a shirt for 25, maybe. Usually it's $35 for a t-shirt now almost everywhere. You go on to the distros, indie merch, night shift, Holy Mountain, all those places. They're printing the ship. Excuse me, the shirts have crept up $35. Plus, you got your shipping on top of it, unless you meet a shipping threshold. So that's the deal on that. I mean, I unfortunately, I don't know if tariff restrictions would have anything to do with a T-shirt that weighs less than a pound. I don't know. I didn't look into that. I didn't even think about that. We have literally a fucking madman running our country right now, an autocratic fucking scumbag. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I'm sure he's going to come after me. 80 for sure. Yeah, is that 80 Canadian? Probably. I'm guessing probably 80 Canadian, or is that 80 US? Because that's nuts. If 80 US, that's insane. There's no way I'd ever buy a shirt. I mean, I'm going to see Nile tomorrow night because it's very local to me. It's only a 10-minute drive. I already have a Nile shirt. Might grab a Cryptopsy shirt. I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't really know. I'm not a massive Cryptopsy fan, but maybe they'll win me over live. And all right, so let's see what else. Oh, yeah, a couple quick things showed up. Well, one thing I got to talk about is there Sunday. I'm well into this book, wrapping it up. The guys that wrote this book, Kim Stromsholm and Marcus McKinnon. He's going to correct me, I'm sure. Coming to you from Finland on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. my time, 7:30 there. Wait a minute, is that right? 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. 7:30 p.m. their time. We're going to discuss this book. Man, guys, if you like death metal, if you like Finnish death metal, you've got to buy this book. I don't think you can order it right now from Decibel. I think they ran out. I don't know if they're getting a reprint of them. We'll ask the guys. I do know they are doing a pre-order for late September for the Euro version. Now, whether that's in English or in Finnish, I don't know. It's probably in Finnish, I'm guessing. Yeah, 50-55. There you go, man. These big, if you go to like an Adele concert or a freaking Deftones concert or whatever, you're going to pay stupid money because the venue's taking 35-40% of whatever they're charging you, at least 25. When I went to see Dream Theater the other night, I just couldn't believe it, man. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. The next night we went to see Diva, and to be honest with you, the shirts were $20. Little small venue in Philadelphia, supportive of the arts, supportive of bands. They don't do that shit to bands, but all these bigger Live Nation venues. Live Nation is a pariah. Fuck Live Nation all the way to hell. They are a monopoly that all these lovely senators and congressmen on both sides of the aisles are deep in their pockets, so they don't want to change it either. But anyways, the guys are coming on to talk Rotting Ways of Misery. Man, this book is costing me money. I've got a ways to go too. I got to get this thing finished here in the next 2.5 days. As a result, there were a couple things that came in that I missed on Saturday night, so I'll show them real fast. Ripikalu, I don't know how you say it. Ripikalu, I'm guessing. Musta Ceremonia. It's a cool repress on Svart. Black and red. Marbled, really pretty cool. This thing is evil, man. Tuned to A, because A is good. What else? This just came in. Speaking of Evoke and the new album, this is Evoke and Hypnagogia. I got a killer deal on it. Beautiful first press through Profound Lore, I believe. Is it Profound Lore? Yeah, Profound Lore. I believe this is a first press. really cool, like olive green splatter. Double album. Man, Evoking has been my jam a lot here the last couple days. Especially the new album, Mendacium. Absolutely killer stuff. I didn't show this one the other day, but I've had this for a while. But I think I might have showed it in Rick's thing, or I'm not sure. But I got this for a steal. Now you can see there's a little bit of damage in the upper corner here. New or in near mint, this thing's going for over $200. I didn't want to pay that. I have all the Tribulation box sets. By the way, this is Children of the Night. But there's some problems with it. One, it's missing the CD and the amulet. I can live without the amulet. It's also unfortunately missing the. It's missing the signed print in here. But what I really wanted it for was the 7-inch, the demos, which is exclusive to this. Motherhood of God and Wins. Pretty cool. Only in this set. And there were 1,000 of these sets printed. I was looking at some of them that were new and near mint and everything, and I'm like, man, I'm not paying fucking $200 for this. I just didn't want to do it. So, cool booklet. If you watch my channel, you know Tribulation's become absolutely one of my favorite bands. I love this band to death. Love this album. It's probably my favorite of theirs, I think. Although I love Formulas for Death. I love them all, man. But yeah. But it did not come with the freaking... it did not come with the CD or the pin, the amulet, the bag's empty. And mostly it didn't come with a signed... thingamajigger, the print. I believe this is black. I believe. Am I right? Yeah, black vinyl. I swear this thing has never been played, and it's cool because on the fourth side of the album, it's got this etching, which is badass. And let's see what else do we got. I like the way they did the jacket in matte. Kind of keeps it looking real sort of period. This one does have I think it's got an insert, I think. No, it's actually not. It's got the inserts for the things that are up for sale otherwise. Yeah, I didn't realize this didn't. I think this was supposed to have posters too. The thing is, the reason I pulled the trigger on it is I wanted it on vinyl, and it was only $25. He wanted 56, and when I got it and saw the damage, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna send this back. And he's like, well, how much? How much? You tell me what you want to pay for it. I said, well, I'll pay you. I'll split it with you at 35. And he sent me back $40 and let me keep it for $25. So very happy about that. While it's not perfectly the perfect thing, I would have liked to have had it in mint shape, but I can live with that. If I really wanted to, I could probably get a black magic marker and kind of go over that sand. But it has that textured cloth feel to it, so you're still going to lose a little bit of that there. So a couple CDs that have popped up in the last couple days. I don't know if anybody saw. I interviewed Nikita Kamprad from Der Weg einer Freiheit. This is their new album, Inern. It's actually got it's pretty cool. Got a little die cut in it, which I always love when bands kind of think that far ahead to do something cool. The real artwork is that, but you can flip it around to the other one. Really cool band, man. If you like shoegazy black band, if you like Alcest, but you like it a lot more savage, this is the thing. I love Alcest, but this is way more savage, way more dark ambient, way more kind of evil sounding. So that's Der Weg Inern. And then I went out and grabbed everything I could find of them. This is called Umstill, I believe. Is that right? Christ, I can't read that. Oh, this is Stellar. This just came today. So this is their third album, where they kind of turned away from like super extreme black metal and went more shoegazy to some extent, but they're not shoegazy. I mean, that's just not the case. They're heavy as fuck, and that interview is really great. Let's see here a minute, since I didn't open this. Also, I found out something interesting last night. My buds over at Thralls were streaming, kind of an impromptu stream. I was asked to join later, but I declined for one reason mainly. It appears that my troll, the loser, we won't mention his name, he's probably in the chat here because what else does he have to do better in life, but come attack me and play games with me. He has now gone to my friends' channels, and he's trying to create some level of havoc there, mainly with using these funny, stupid names, with that, all kind of shit about my health and my kid, all kinds of stuff like that. Maybe he's not here. I thought he might be, but yeah, I don't know what's up with this dude. Like, it's just what, like, first of all, who has time to do that? Like, I don't live on YouTube every minute of my waking life. I do spend a lot of time on there, but I watch a lot of political stuff. I watch a lot of true crime stuff. I got to be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of metal stuff very often. So, I don't know, whatever, hate me. But imagine just having no life, that you literally sit around waiting to come on somebody's live streams to fuck with them. Just imagine being that low of a creature, man. But anyways, also with my buddy Logan sent me 2 CDs along with my charger that I got back from the Crowbar bus from when I left it on there a month and a half ago, or a month ago. He sent me 2 CDs along with it, and they are ones I do not have or did not have. Osric Tentacles, Arborescence. I did not own this. If you don't know about Osric Tentacles, they're kind of hippie prog. Excuse me. Hippie prog from the UK. Instrumental. I don't think there's any vocals. Big around the 90s, late 80s. I think their first stuff came out in the very late 80s, or maybe it was early 90s. Early 90s. A lot of stuff in the late 90s. A lot of stuff in the 2000s. I saw them at Nearfest in 2003, maybe, or 1. No, not 1. 2003, I think it was. Cool band. A lot of hippies, a lot of weed smoking, kind of Hawkwindish with a lot more synthesizers, like bubbling sort of weird synthesizers. And cool. So that was kind of cool of Logan to think of me like that. And then lastly, I don't own any Traffic. So this is the first Traffic CD that I got, which is pretty cool. I don't really know this one, actually, believe it or not. I don't think I've ever... When I think of Traffic, I think of... what's it called? I can't remember whether this is Steve Winwood or Traffic. I think it's Traffic. Can't find my way back. Come down from your throne, leave your body alone. Somebody's got the key. You are the one. Da, 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 da. I think that's called. Yeah, what is that called? Fuck, man. Now I forget the name of the song. I don't know. Anyways, that's what I know of Traffic, and the album, The Spark of the Low Heel Boys. Da, bum, bum, bum. Yeah, that's a cool tune, and I like him. I love Steve Winwood's voice, so it's kind of weird that I don't own anything. So this will probably spark me to go buy lots of Traffic. And again, Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Marcus and Kim Strom, Marcus McKinnon and Strongholds. By the way, Marcus was in Hooded Menace. He's in a band called the Ghoul Stars, and a couple other bands we'll let him tell us about. I'm trying to think who else he was in back in the day. Super killer dude, super cool guy. And Kim was the singer for And Oceans and Fester Day. He's got a number of projects he's involved in now. These guys are super deep, super steeped, super knowledgeable on Finnish death metal. So, yeah. Tomorrow night I should have some info and maybe some footage from the Nile show if I'm well enough to make the trip, which I think I am. We'll see. They're playing this crazy killer venue in the area that I live in. Like no metal bands have ever played that I'm aware of have ever played this venue. It's more like rock and pop, and cover bands go there a lot, like big cover bands like Get the Lead Out and Pink Floyd tribute bands and stuff. So this is kind of a first. I don't think any metal band has played this venue before. So that'd be kind of cool. The nice thing is it's 15 minutes from my house max, 15, maybe 10 minutes home at night. So I won't be out super duper late. Won't be drinking. I drank a little bit over the weekend, and man, it just punishes my brain and my nervous system. I got to knock that shit off. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? You know, and I hate to get political here, but I'm going a little bit. The United States we're entering a scary phase of this country's history. Really scary phase. I don't, really know where this is headed and how much longer I'm going to be around for it. I sense not long. By the way, check out this killer shirt. Is that killer, man? I love the print on it. Bela Lugosi. One of my favorites. But yeah, I don't know where this country's headed, man. I mean, we're a country that is being run by Kim Jong Trump at this point. I don't think there's any other way you can look at it. And I do generally keep the politics off here, not on my Instagram. I talk pretty intensely on my Instagram, but now I've put up 2 political posts. Oh, I know the other. Before I finish that thought, the other thing, the Saturday night thing where we did all the 80s tunes, which was great fun. At least for me. I don't know about the other guys. I think I'm going to start doing those those more frequently with other genres, and maybe make up some playlists ahead of time. I'm not sure how I'll get around their Nazism, YouTube coming after me, and I'm making money for the bands. They can have the money. I don't care about it. They can take the money. The streaming revenue, I have no problem with it. Take it, take it. But it got shut down several times towards the end of the stream. After 4 or 5 hours, they found me, which is weird. It took that long. What I'm thinking about doing is making this a reactionary thing, because reaction videos, apparently you're allowed to do that because it's educational. So what I might do on future DJ sets like that is take a genre, like pop or folk or jazz or whatever, and pull some tracks up. And then as people come in and watch, I'll take some requests. I can't get to them all. We would have been here till, Sunday, 8 o'clock in the morning if I'd played every single thing. And I had some definitive songs I had to hear. I needed them for my soul. And it helped. It helped a lot. Yeah, Tim, it was fun. It was fun. So I think I'm going to do those maybe once a month or something like that. Not regularly, because if I do them regularly, they'll start locking in on me, and I'll have to fight them, which I did. And the stream is back up. But that's all this to say, the stream is back up. It's the one with Vince Neil on the front there. And I got to put a better thumb on it at some point when I can get to that. But I got some thumbs I got to manufacture for next week and things that are coming up. So I'll try to do that. And if you have some genres you want to hear about, I'll throw a poll up on the community post thing or whatever it's called. I'll throw some polls up, like what are you most interested in hearing, and I'll try to go deep and find some weird tracks. Like, for example, if we did finish death metal, I'm not gonna play the obvious stuff. Although, is there any obvious Finnish death metal? Even if you play like Demolich, what obvious song would I play? You know, that kind of stuff. So, um, but if we do stuff like, I don't know, like 70s pop, you know, there's going to be some obvious stuff. Play some Bee Gees. I might play a Bee Gees song, but it might be a pretty deep cut, like from something that's not, you know, tragedy or not, you know, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts, whatever that thing was called, you know, Staying Alive or whatever. Or not, that wasn't it. Saturday Night Fever, something like that, which I love that album. I love that movie, love that album because I was there for it all. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that, like doing like a once a month or once every 2 weeks sort of DJ set. I highly doubt anyone's going to want to join me for that. I mean, Jake got burnt and left early. I think Rick would probably join me for those, but you know, most guys aren't going to want to sit there. Dennis kind of bailed out early because I'm the guy pulling up all the tunes and they're not making the decisions. If they were doing it, maybe they'd be more into it. So probably be just me. Maybe I'll add a person or two on that wants to join in. You know, that I trust. That's a friend. You know, that's the thing. I will never be throwing the links out in these chats anymore because of you know who. Because he'll try to infiltrate and come in and do his usual bullshit, and I just don't want to deal with that crap. Um, and again, I owe a lot of thanks to Tim and to Brandon and Rick and um, uh, Eric. Um, I think there's one other person that was helping me with that. Logan, maybe, I can't remember, but you know, you guys moderating, I super appreciate you doing that. So, does anybody have any questions or anything like that? I don't know if there's anybody that wants to just chime in and ask me some questions, but I did want to tell you that that the stream is back up. I forget what I called it. Something about Vince Neil. I should probably be a little more sensitive because he did have a stroke. And probably take that artwork. When I take the artwork down, I'll change the title of the video. Yeah, man. Like, I love the fucking Bee Gees, dude. I love the Bee Gees. I was jamming this all day the other day. Um, I was jamming this all day 2 days ago. Just the whole fucking thing on repeat 2 times, 4 CDs. I love that Andy Gibb album too, man. Shadow Dancing, whatever the hell it's called. Great album, man. It's hard to believe he's been gone like 40 some years, man. But yeah, Bee Gees rule. I have the other Bee Gees box set I need to pull out too. The first 3 albums. It's fantastic. Mono recordings and stereo, absolutely fantastic. I need to pull that out. Yeah. So anybody got any questions? Drop them in there real quick. We're gonna wrap up here in about 10 minutes. But I did want to comment on the shit show that we're living in this country. I'm sure many people are aware that Jimmy Kimmel got canceled, Stephen Colbert got canceled, all in the wake of, well, Colbert was before, but you know, all this is in the wake of the Charlie Kirk shooting. I'm not going to get super political about Kirk. I disagree with virtually everything he said. Not everything, but a lot of what he said. I am not in any way, shape, or form do I endorse a Christo-fascist state, which is where we're heading right now. I think Donald Trump is the most dangerous human being on the planet in many ways, mainly because he's stupid, number one. He's a very, very unintelligent guy, but he's very good at manipulation. He's a master manipulator and a master marketer to those of us in this country, which, by the way, 56% or 54% of this country has a 6th grade or lower reading capability. That should frighten the fuck out of anybody that deals with Americans. You know, we are a country of really dumb fucking people. And if that, you know, if you're watching this for the first time and you are, you know, you don't like me talking about Trump this way, leave. Goodbye. See ya. Don't care. Really don't care at all. You want to try to cancel me, which that seems to be the way you do it because you're anti-canceling unless it's something that you want to cancel, which is evidenced in what just happened. You know, with what happened with Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and anyone that Trump doesn't like and feels is antithetical to what he's trying to accomplish here. And it's really not him; it's his handlers. It's Project 2025 people. Those are the most dangerous human beings here. But they've got a useful idiot in Trump, and they're going to drive this train into the ground. I made a statement and have made statements on my Instagram alluding to the fact that I would have no problem with Trump being unalived. Okay. The problem with that now is if that happened, it would be catastrophic for this country. There would be a civil war that would erupt. So what I'm actually advocating for and pulling for is Mother Nature. Do your thing. Please do your thing. Will it kill the movement? No, but it'll take the snake, the figurehead away, and Don Jr. doesn't have this kind of charisma. JD Vance is such a loser. It's not even funny. There's no way he's gonna take the mantle up and be nearly as convincing, because he will come more to center. But we're in a troubling time, and it's very frightening. I wonder why my channel doesn't take off more. Maybe it's the production values are too I don't know. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that, dude. Very eclectic music, man. I mean, I haven't even pulled out some of the, you're talking a lot of weird stuff I get into, man. I mean, just looking at stuff here. Let me see. Stuff like just pulling out off my shelf at random. This is just a quick synopsis of the stuff I listen to with regularity. That's not nice. Why'd you do that? Here's a Marvin Gaye box set. 60. Oh, what's 80? 61 to 84. These are all on the same shelf. This is a project between Dirk Series and Stephen Wilson called Continuum. I think these are pretty valuable these days. Super dark ambient, super wickedly weird shit. Think Sun O, if you want to call them that, whatever. In Search of the Lost Chord, Moody Blues, special edition, 50th anniversary. Love the Moody Blues. Here we got Sabbath, Live Evil. We've got Camel Rainbow's End box set, Air, Moon Safari box set, Magnum, the Pomp prog rock band from England, which is no more now because Tony Clarkin was the main dude and died. This thing was worth a hellish amount of money at one point in time. We're talking hundreds of dollars. Don't know if it is anymore. Here's Tool. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think I showed this in any of my updates now that I think of it. Maybe I did. Enya's box set. Only Time, the collection. Enya. I love Enya. Amazingly beautiful voice. Here's Marillion Special Edition box set. Marbles. I'm just pulling off of the shelf I can access easily here. Beck, Guapo box set. Or Guerrero, excuse me. Guapo? Guerrero. Here's the other Robin Trower box set. I just got the... I love my box sets, you guys know. It's a sickness for me. A mental illness of sorts. I just gotta have the quintessential thing. But that's the Bridge of Sighs, which is probably my favorite of theirs, for Earth Below. So I'm kind of... The Bridge of Sighs one is much nicer. There's a lot more stuff in it. Well, you know what? It looks about the same, though, now that I think of it. Yeah. So those two box sets. What else do I got here? I'm just showing you stuff that... Here's Newman by Alkaloid, the third Alkaloid album. Intense tech death. This, I believe there's only 2,000 he's made, but I might be wrong. This is the special edition of the Anathema. We're here before you. We're here. You can see that on the deep dive we did. It's got a 5.1 DVD, a standard stereo mix, and then it's got the uber rare. Is it uber rare? I doubt it's that rare, but the rare instrumental mix of, what is it? Dreaming Light and Universal. These are the instrumental orchestral mixes of those. I'm just about done. Tool Salival. I've had this forever. I don't know what it's worth. They were worth a lot at one point, which is a CD and DVD, I believe. It's like a flip top box. Mine's kind of beat up a little bit on the corners from moves and stuff. It comes with this book with, a CD and a DVD with some videos in there, live videos and stuff. Pretty cool. And I have a couple more here just because since I'm on the shelf, I'll just show you. This is just one shelf of 12 or 13 that has my box sets on it. It's crazy amount of shit. The Cult, the Silver Omnibus Edition, 4 CDs. It's got Cult Love, by the way. That's the album Love. One of my favorite albums of all times. If you didn't know that from the stream the other night, now you do. Marillion, This Strange Engine. I've got all the Marillion reissues down there. Am I missing anything from the Marillion stuff? I don't think so. Savage, signed by Gary Newman. His 2019 album? 2017. Wow, holy shit. That's happening fast. And the reissue of the Dio Holy Diver box set. Some of you might be like, how do you find any time to listen to all this shit? It's a good question. I ask myself often. Anything else I can grab within? Oh, there it is. I've been looking for this everywhere. Cool. I'm glad I found it. Hafler Trio. I was looking for this for the Electric Meditations thing, and now I can show it for real on Electric Meditations. This is called Scissors Cut Arrow. 2 CDs, 1 DVD. I believe it's 5. I don't think it's 5.1. Is it 5.1? Might be 5.1. I can't remember. Dark Drone Ambient from Iceland. Really cool shit. This shows how dusty it is in here. Nurse with Wound. Look at that. Look at all that dust on there. So you know I haven't had that out in a while. Let's see if I can wipe that off real quick. This is Nurse with Wound, which I kind of want to do a special on just themselves with my buddy Stunty, who's like super up on Nurse with Wound, but I'm pretty educated in it. It's got a little bit of spit on there. This is called Images Zero Mix. I believe there are only 400 of these. Does that sound right? Oh, I'm sorry, 1,500. April 2008. Man, I can't believe I've had this long. Oh, no, this is the box edition of 400. I knew it was way lower than 1,500. This has 2 CDs. The Zero Mix, which is kind of dark ambient, spacey, real space stuff. I need to show this. I'm going to leave this out for the next Electric Meditation. So there I just gave away a secret. And then it's got all of Steven Stapleton's art relative to, or special art, called Angry Electric Finger. He did these 3 remix albums way back when. It's full of cool images. Hardback book here. Yeah, pretty neat. Do I ever look at this? I looked through it once, I mean, I don't know. I was in I got to buy box sets of really rare stuff mode back then, and I don't do that as much today. But a really nice box set, man. 400 of these, so that's cool. I believe that's out on his label, United Dairies, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's United Dairies, I believe so. Anything else I can grab real easy? So like I said, I'm giving you one shelf here, and then we'll get off here. I'll get off here in a minute here. I didn't want to stay on here for hours, but I'll just give you one shelf of how my eclecticism kind of makes me sort of sick. Not physically sick, but in terms of the buying and the fucking craziness. So more fucking dirt. God damn. I need to pull all these out and clean them off. That's clear. The stuff that's on the top is coated with 3 years of, possibly 3 years of dust. Although no, I don't think it's been that long. But the room in here is very dusty. Clearly. All right, so Miles Davis Legendary Prestige recordings. Jimi Hendrix Experience 4 CD box set. This is pretty common. That was out. I think that might be the first Experience Hendrix set that they put out. I think. I'm not sure, but I think. What do we got here? We got The Cure. This is a great box set right here, man. This is one of my favorite box sets. I need to leave that out and be more accessible. I wish I had shelving to put these up on. I used to have, shelving to put all my box sets on the top so I could access them easily. Now they're in this red thing that you see me pulling stuff out of here. It's like an old milk carton sort of thingy deal. It's a pain in the ass to get stuff out. So join the dots. I don't know what this is going for, but I gather it's not easy to find anymore. Can't even remember when I got this. 5-6 years ago. Some really killer tracks on here. One in particular, A Japanese Dream, is so good, man. Well, the whole thing's great. I'm pulling that out and playing some of that tonight. The Duke. This is a nice little box set. Cheap, easy to find. Duke Ellington, there you go. Big band jazz, Tim. What Finnish death metal lover loves big band jazz? Well, this one does. Here's another one I haven't listened to in forever. Cheap Trick. Sex America? Is that what it's called? Sex America, yeah. I like a lot of Cheap Trick. I don't own any individual CDs. Kind of feel like a lot of the time when I buy box sets, it's either because of reissues and they're all inclusive of everything that were included in a session or something, or it's because you can find unique material on there, which I kind of like. Maybe like demos or session outtakes or something like that. You're kind of getting a sneak peek of about 10% of my box sets, maybe 15%, because there's a lot more to go through. I should just do an episode just on box set. This is kind of it. I'll change the title to box sets too. Box sets and the shirts. Yeah, Sex in America. Billie Holiday. This one's kind of a beat up one that I got for $12, I think, somewhere. It's got a booklet. It's the Decca recordings 44 to 50. I need to glue these thingamajiggers in again because they're falling out, which is, the glue wore off, so they're falling out. But there you go. That's that one. Couple more. We're almost to the end of the line here on all this stuff. There's my other Hafler Trio box set, How to Slice a Loaf of Bread. Only 500 copies of these. Super elaborate packaging for these, man. Crazy elaborate packaging. I'm not going to get them out. You'll see them on, you can watch them on the Electric Meditation series because I'm going to talk about one of those in addition to the other. Iron Maiden, the Book of Souls book. Let's see. Thin Lizzy box set. This one got crunched in the fucking move. I mean, I kind of got it back to the way it was, but not exactly. And again, this has got a lot of fuzzies and bullshit on. I'm going to have to tear all this stuff out and clean this stuff up. But Thin Lizzy, Vagabonds, Kings, Warriors, and Angels. Lots of greatest hits stuff, but some unusual stuff on here as well. Some live stuff that I think is only on here. But it's mostly released stuff. But there was a time when you couldn't easily find Thin Lizzy CDs. So I grabbed this because I love Alan Parsons, dude. I got the iRobot box set's mine when it comes out. I think it comes out in October. Tales of Mystery I missed out on. I'm always watching for one. If you ever see one that's cheap, let me know. Send me a link because I definitely want that thing. That thing's hard to find. That was one of the earliest box sets that I recall coming out. I love iRobot. Love Turn of a Friendly Card. You'll see that later someday down the road, hopefully. All right. 5 more sets here, and then we're gonna call it a night. We got. I don't even know what this is. Ha! I forgot about this. This was actually my dad's. The complete Hot 5 and Hot 7 recordings of Louis Armstrong. It's a book box, but man, it doesn't even want to come out of the fucking. It doesn't even want to come out of the. Oh, there it comes. It's actually a really nice book set, man. And it opens this way, which is kind of unique too, of these. With the wallets in the side there. Nice. That's a nice book set. You can tell I haven't even actually listened to this. I saw it in my dad's stuff when we were moving, when I was moving him. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to grab that because we were just going to pitch a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to keep that. Oh, Tim, you'll enjoy this. You'll like this. Coming up next thing. Here's the, damn. And I really got to clean that. I got to pull all this stuff out and clean it. What a mess. I do clean my room a lot, but the stuff that's back there, it's hard to get out. The live wired set from Frontline Assembly, and this one's really cool because not only do you get the double live wired CD, and this is the first time I saw them, and I'm going to be seeing them this Tuesday too, by the way, going down to Baltimore to catch them live with NS of KMFDM and Love Over Gold, is it called, I think, at Clock DVA. Cool little FLA pin. I was hoping I'd get Reese to come on for an interview, but my connection seemed to fail there, so I'm kind of bummed about that. And then a VHS tape. I don't even have a VHS player. I do not have a VHS player. So there you go. I've seen it on, it's uploaded onto YouTube though. And I saw it live because that's the first time I saw him. Cool little booklet here. You can find these super cheap. But when this came out, I was all over this fucking thing, man. Yeah, Livewire's great, man. Livewire's great, Brandon. All right. Whoa. Don't. Holy shit. That almost all fell. All right. Gonna have to wrap this up here, man. I'm running out of space to put things anywhere. That's the other problem. I have to do this in spells. I don't remember where I got these, man, and I remember when I got them. These are at least about a decade old now. 2014, 2012, maybe even. It says they're 2009, but I got them for a steal. And they are Sinatra live sets in New York. I think there's four CDs and 1 DVD of a live performance. I love fucking Frank Sinatra. And Vegas, which I think is 5 CDs. Yeah, 5. Or no, 4 CDs and a DVD. It's really all the Sinatra I own other than some vinyl. But there was a period where I was totally Sinatra gaga. Nice booklets here. They really do a nice job with these. I think there's even a poster. No, are these... yeah, these are pretty cool. Placards, I guess, for out in the, the signage for out in the thing. Yeah, I love Frank, man. I got to get out. I got to make this stuff a little more accessible so that I'm not hunting for it all the time, because to get in and out of here is not fun. Oh, this is a good one here, man. My brother had this box set, and I coveted it. And he tried to sell it to me. Just to tell you about my brother. We don't speak. We haven't spoken in 5 years or 4 years. We don't really speak at all. He said some really shitty things about my kids. And that was uncool. But he had this box set, and we sat and listened to it one night. We got super stoned and listened to this box set, and I've wanted it ever since. Now, I have except for the newer material on here, I have all the albums that a lot of this stuff was pulled from in bigger box sets that I'll show later. But this is the Tangerine Dream Tangent set. This thing was going for crazy money at one point. Now I don't know what it's going for. Maybe you can get it real easily because there's a lot of this stuff was. I love the artwork for this, man. Love the artwork for it. Really cool, nice, big, thick book. If you know me, you know I'm a big Tangerine Dream, Jean-Michel Jarre, all that electronic music is totally cool. That's kind of why I spoke up about, or why I brought up uh, started the electric meditations thing back up, because I just felt like, you know, there's not enough channels that talk about cool electronic stuff to guide people in a direction for. And I just want to put some of this back because it literally was about to fall over. Sorry, guys, just give me one sec here. And so it kind of dawned on me that maybe we should be talking more about electronic music, because again, I know the age old thing is just stick to one topic or whatever, but I don't, I ascribe to the Pete Pardo way of doing things, that there's way too many genres that I enjoy music from, and I'm not going to pigeonhole myself into just one genre of music. That'd be stupid. To show, rather, I should say, to show off. So for me, it's important to show off the full spectrum of what I enjoy as a listener. And this is the stuff, man. You're getting, when you watch my show, you might get some electronic. You're going to get a lot of metal. You're going to get a lot of death metal and stuff, but you're also going to get a lot of weird stuff that a lot of these other metal channels just aren't going to show you, um, because they're either not into it or they're worried about their view count. So my situation's always been about turn people on to good music, man. That's what it's all about. Turn people on to cool shit. So, all right, that's that. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I went a little bit longer than I probably shouldn't have gone. Yeah, we're not we're not really a. I don't know that there's a grievance except for with my brother Tim, except for that he's just not a very good person. And I it's hang on one sec. Um, we we've had a lot of problems. He's very much a user. He's a user type person that you know really, in my opinion, is mentally ill, like very mentally ill. And as a result, he's got a lot of grievance with everyone around him. That should sound like somebody you may know in politics, because that's exactly what that dude is, and what he does. And sorry, I'm just getting some of the shit off the floor here. Um, he's never really had a real career. He's a real good photographer, like an amazingly good photographer, and he had sort of a semi sort of career in the photography thing going on with he photographs. Sorry, I'm just putting some of this away so it's not falling all over me here. He he amazing photographer. I will give him that. Really fucking amazing. But he's just an grievance guy. He's also, really into the right wing bullshit, the echo chamber. He's very much a. I don't even know that he's a Trumper, because at one point he came to me and said, "This guy Trump, what the fuck's wrong with this guy?" But then I heard he was down in Washington D.C. on January 6th, with a gun, because he's a gun nut, like my dad used to be. So, these are not people. That's not a person I want anything to do with. He said some very horrible things about my trans child. He said some very horrible things about my daughter, um, because he thinks he knows how to parent, which is a fucking joke. I mean, a real joke, to be honest with you. It's hilarious to think that he thinks he knows how to parent. And yeah, so it's just, I don't know, man. It's not a good deal. Not a good deal at all. And we just don't talk anymore as a result of his ignorance and hate, and I just don't want anybody like that in my life. So I fucking, I pretty much kicked him out of my life, and I'm okay with it. I really don't care if we ever interface again, uh, which, some people that would bother, but I'm totally cool with it. I also don't have a very good relationship with my mother at all. She's not a good, she's really a messed up person in a lot of ways. And so that's a problem. So my family is kind of fucked up, and I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. And not much I can do about it. I think that's, what was this one here? Oh, that's the Cure one. Yeah, I want to play some of that. So I'm glad I did this because it made me find my two Halfler Trio box sets that I was really wondering where they had gotten to, because I pulled the box out that they were in, and they weren't there. So hey, real quick, back to the T-shirt real fast. I'll get off the political thing. It's like nobody wants to hear about that shit, I guess, unless I was a political channel. In which case, if I was a political channel, I'd probably have 40,000 subscribers by now, easily, or more. It seems like the only thing that really sells on YouTube is sex. If I had an amazing set of tits, I would have a much, much, much bigger reach on YouTube. Or if I was hot, if it was a hot chick. And that's just the reality of it. It's not being misogynist. That's the reality of it. I've seen a number of rock, metal, prog channels start up on YouTube with women that aren't even like, mind-blowingly beautiful, but they're women and they're in metal. So, dudes kind of like go, ugh, there's a metal chick. We gotta get on that channel. We gotta pepper her with comments saying how, awesome she is and blah, blah, blah. It's just a reality. What I'm saying is true. But it's either that or you got to be super negative and ugly, and you got to have the goofy, cartoon character bullshit like J-Dog does, which is fine, whatever. J-Dog's J-Dog, and, J-Dog is J-Dog. But yeah, the whole political discourse thing, everyone's aligned. Everyone's in a tribe. Everyone hates everyone. I just want to share music. I just want to talk about cool music with people and like-minded people that like the stuff that I like, or maybe like the stuff that I like. But oh, sorry, my buddy Hall making some funny jokes. But yeah, it's just kind of a sad place where we're at in this country. It's a sad place we're at in this world. I think because right-wing extremism seems to be on the rise all over. Tim, in Canada, that guy, the Trumper dude that latched onto Trump and lost, thank God, because Canadians are much smarter than Americans. That's fine, Brandon. I got you. You don't have to check in, man. You can legally jump in and out. That's your right. It's all good, bro. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your support. Always. You're the one guy that's thrown bucks at me and supported me in that respect. There's not a lot of people that do. I don't ask for people to give me donations. There are super chats, but I don't ask for it. I don't set goals. I don't try to get paid. This thing with the shirts is simply a way to share something cool that Lee put together. Lee, myself, Rick, and Marty put together to share with you our creativity and how we put it together. Because the concepts were generally mine, at least that I went to Lee and I'm like, hey, I want to see something out of like a 30s or 40s sci-fi slash, Maltese Falcon type, those little novels that they used to have back then. Something like that with a hero that's facing a Cthulhian monster and lobbing grenades and stuff. And he used pretty much everything I came up with. But to be honest with you, this blew my mind. When I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is fucking incredible, man. And again, the backside, Tim, this is Tim's slogan for the channel. I'll try to remember, Tim. I'm just terrible at remembering it. And then some cool imagery that we threw on In addition, to give you a double-sided shirt. I always love double-sided shirts. They're cool. That don't repeat themselves, of course. Yeah, so I guess that's about it. Anybody got any quick questions or want to throw anything at me real quick? Again, Sunday at 12:30. There you go. I'm not gonna be streaming tonight anymore. No, I'm on Sunday. I'm doing Brandon. I'm doing the Rotting Ways to Misery death metal special with Marcus and Kim. We're gonna talk about all kind of cool death metal. I got to get on this book and get about 100 pages read tonight, so that I don't have so much to do tomorrow and Saturday. I've just had a lot going on, and I'm struggling as always with my physical health. It's just not doing very well at all, and my doctors essentially told me we don't really know what to do to help you at this point. So until I end up hospice or something, they're just not going to help me very much. That's the bottom line. So, was I a hockey fan? Nah, not really. I'm not even really much of a sports fan anymore. I liked soccer. I like playing soccer, football. I loved American football pretty intensely back in my formative years. God awful, and they just can't seem to get it together on the coaching side and on the every side. They just suck. So I don't really watch that. I was really into basketball for a while, NBA basketball. Kind of got away from it. I don't really watch the what's it called, the Sweet 16 or Sweet 64 or whatever it is anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. My I did watch the playoff this year when the Houston Rockets played the Golden State Warriors, because I hate the Warriors and I was a Rockets fan at one point in time, but I just it didn't feel the same. I was kind of like, whatever, man. I'm not even really interested. Baseball, man, not really. I mean, I might watch a playoff game, a few minutes of it, but not much. Hockey, same thing. I'm kind of was a Flyers fan in name only, I guess. College football, kind of Penn State, not really. But yeah, sports, I like them. I played them. I was a track runner and soccer player for a lot of years. I was too little for football, not good enough for baseball. Didn't have any talent there. Too short for basketball. Too short and too little for small for football. So it was more running and things like that. But I think that's pretty much it. Pretty much it for on the sports front. So, all right, I think that's probably it, dudes. We're at a little over an hour, and I want to jump off. So hopefully, if anybody sees this from the beginning and you watch it, it's about the shirt mainly. Should I print some more of these? Are you interested? Will you buy one? If you look at the link on there, don't buy one from the link. Hit me up privately on the email address that's provided for, GSK33166. If you're sending hate mail, you know that one guy. I'll know it's you, dude. I'll know it's you. So don't play any games, but you will anyways. I'm sure you'll send some meme of, relative to my daughter because you're a pig. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Brandon. Nobody else popped into the chat, so there were 9 or 10 people watching at one point, but I don't seem to get a lot of people watching. And I will tell you that my views on my streams seem to be going down. Oh, by the way, I was going to announce that Victor Santura, or Victor Bullock, actually is his name. Don't tell anyone. Of Triptychon, Dark Fortress. We probably going to slide into maybe into late September, or maybe into late. Let me see if it does the. Is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? Nope. Never does it. I think it's because of my fucked up finger here. It doesn't like to do the cool yeah, where was I going with that shit? I totally lost my track of thought. I was going to tell you, I had a guy that I thought was going to be coming in tomorrow or Saturday for an interview that plays in Blood Incantation, but I have not heard back from him yet about a date or a time. Doesn't sound like it's going to happen. Kind of confused with that. I don't really know what happened there. It's kind of left me hanging, which is kind of uncool. And maybe he found out I'm politically right or left or whatever and doesn't want to deal with that. I don't think I would think he's a left guy too, but who knows? Maybe he's just apolitical. But I'm not going to say anything just in case, but it was one of the BI guys that I have not interviewed before. So we'll see if that comes to fruition here on Saturday. Maybe it will. I don't know. Going to see Nile tomorrow night. Should be fun. Nile and Cryptopsy. And then Tuesday going down to Baltimore, I hope, if I feel well enough to make the drive, to see Frontline Assembly. And then Friday next week, Black Braid in Baltimore. And we're hoping on Thursday night next week, 1 week from today, to get episode 3 of an Imperfect Pairing with Rick. Going to talk about the Black Crows, the debut, the Candlebox debut, and the Stone Temple Pilots debut. So there you go. Core. I forget what the Crows album is called. Shake Your Moneymaker, I think. And then Candlebox, I believe, is just Candlebox. So that should be a good one. I like all 3 of those albums quite a bit. So, although I really love Amorica by YouTube's new algorithm is a culprit. What do you know about that, dude? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, what is it doing? Is it feeding? How's it feeding like people? I'm wondering, because I won't lie to you, I know nothing about this algorithm shit, and it really is kind of almost too much for me to think about. And the thing that hurts me is I hardly ever get comments. I hardly ever get a bunch of thumbs up. I just don't get a lot of traffic on that. And it's weird. I don't know why. When I have a big stream, I don't get a lot of action. So I don't understand it, but I don't know what the algorithm is and what the point of it is. And, I'm kind of dumb to that shit. There's how warm it is in my room right now. 85 degrees. Whew. All right, Tim, Brandon, catch you guys later. I'm heading out.